Did you know that most users only use around 10% of SimCenter AIM-Sim capabilities? This is why we decided to make those videos. With this new episode of What's New in AIM-Sim, we'll continue to tell you about the most important updates of the freshly released SimCenter AIM-Sim 24.10 version. To do that, I need my colleague Egor, who you already know from the first episode. And he will magically appear now.
And then I'll cut it out, that will be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, new SimCenter AIM-Sim 24.10 just came out, so before you download it, we want to make sure you have the best use of it. In this video, we're gonna talk you through new demos, new database models, and even new library introduced in this release.
And as always, you can navigate through the timecodes to go to specific part of the video or watch it through to get fully updated about what's new. So with that being said, let's get to it.
This time we're gonna start with the solution improvements. Those are industry-related domains that usually combine multiple physics. Let's have a look. Yet again, we improved our vehicle models. Now you can access 2 new hybrid vehicles and 5 trucks predefined parameters. All models are validated on open source data, provide accurate approximation of performance, important key metrics like fuel consumption across different driving profiles, and more. In other words, a great starting point to assess the performance of a vehicle. And now track 2. Just by clicking on a couple of buttons, select a vehicle from our database and you're good to go. We've got great feedbacks on our route planning tool, and of course, we continue to improve it. Not only you can use an exact route you need to test your vehicle, from home to work, let's say, you can also assess the electric charging points and hydrogen fuel station data along this route. All this in the app inside SimCenter AIM-Sim, which is great. So if you're planning your route from home to work and back, and there is a charging station along the way, you can run an analysis to see what would be the optimal charging strategy for your car. Every day, once a week, fast or slow, during night or day. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see there is a new LAE demo. Another great starting point for all our aerospace companies who want to model this kind of propulsion and don't want to start from scratch. You actually don't need to. Just go to our demo help, space, launchers, open the demo and click run. As always in our demos, you can check pre-saved plots, and here you'll find many metrics like thrust, mass flow rate, mixture ratio, and more. Definitely don't miss out. Very good demo. As Classic said, battery cooling, here we go again. This time a great demo of a workflow for developing a direct cooling of a battery pack. You can find it in automotive part of our demos. What I like about it is that not only you learn how to start with requirements, then build cooling loop, and then integrate your cooling system, but you really go step by step in the much deeper details, sizing components and creating the system part by part. If you already have a model like that, you can still use this demo to check different techniques used throughout the stages of development, so definitely check this out. Igor, how do I design rotary vane compressor? I answer those questions every day, but I don't need to anymore. Not because I'm fired. We have a new demo that demonstrates exactly this process. This demo demonstrates the workflow of creating such model from the CAD file. To find it, just go to Mechanical Industries demo section. But not only demo, a step-by-step tutorial on how to do that, how to convert your CAD to AIM-Sim model, considering flow area variations, volume variation, simple or complex, go check it out, it's great. So as you see, great demos, app and database improvement.
Yes, and it's also a great reminder that in AIM-Sim, you shouldn't always start from a blank sheet. There are many vehicle, aerospace and systems available out of the box. You can also use the subsystems demos covering domains such as batteries, internal combustion engines, lubrication networks and so much more. I won't have enough time to mention all of them today, so definitely check them out and start developing your next products.
Yes, and speaking of which, let's move to our library-related updates. This year it was a bit hard to split library updates by physics, so I decided to do it somehow differently. We're first gonna talk about mix of mechanical, fluid and other physics. In the second part, I'm gonna show you the gas library updates, the new library, lots to say there, and we'll conclude with the electrical updates, and let's see what we have there. Let's have a look. Remember when you had to do optimization to find the size of the orifice to get the flow you need? Well, you don't need to do it anymore. Just use our new flow balancing component introduced in this release. To do that now, all you need is to open the app, define desired mass flow rate and type of calculation, and apply those. You can also do it for multiple components on your existing model, for example. Well, if devil is in details, then it's definitely about this next update. Pressure sensor from our aircraft fuel system library, as you asked, received a separate unit definition for gas and liquid properties. If someone who requested this feature is watching this video right now, please give us a like and drop a comment in the comment section down below. This update is for you. Our rollers from mechanical library received improvement this time. Passive, merge and double roller models become more sophisticated and more flexible. For instance, if you model a passive roller, you can open and modify it as any other super component we have, or modify main parameters from the top level. So if you need to model a tension sensing system, we have a great set of components for that, and they only get better. Our LCA app received an update to consider impact of your battery of your electric vehicle. Emissions produced when making the battery play a huge role in the life cycle analysis, so you can take that into account too now. With the set of predefined chemistries, technologies and regions, you can easily compare multiple designs of your vehicle at the same time and take into account this important aspect much quicker and easier. And now an important update for those who use Automax KNC test benches. We can now import the results of your tests and using dedicated app generate tables for 15 degrees of freedom vehicle and automatically parameterize chassis. To find it, go to Vehicle Dynamics library and click Tools. But before you do that, there's one more update in this library you should know about. So we can now import and use high precision surface models inside the eMSIM. Those are the OpenCRJ files for even more detailed surface modeling. Both object files and OpenCRJ files can be directly imported without any conversion needed. So if you want to test your car on the realistic profile, go to Vehicle Dynamics, Tires and Roads and have a look. If you have big thermal system or you plan to build one, this update is for you. In this release, we introduce thermal vectorial components. Those will allow you to simplify the sketch and reduce number of thermal components on it, masses, heat exchangers and sensors. So now when you have divided heat flow rate distribution or you have series of thermal masses, you can pack them in a couple of components and simplify your sketch. We updated battery cooling system demo and added those components, and I'm sure many more demos will receive that update in the future. So definitely have a look at this updated workflow. Speaking of workflows, of flows I mean, we improved embedded CFD tool and your user experience of it. We added real-time log file to track what's happening, multi-surface parameter selection, especially handy for complex models, updated workflow and user interface. Definitely check it out. So if you want to do embedded CFD and basically combine your system simulation with a CFD simulation, go to Heat library and give it a try. One of the couple of demos I did not mention yet is our Turbojet off-design demo. If you need to build the model of your turbojet engine on design conditions and off-design conditions, you can quickly get an AMISIM model that will run both static and transient scenarios. This will already give you a very good idea of engine performance, both on prototype or even on later stages of development. So, the time has come, and the new library was born. The GAS library. Actually, two of them, GAS and GAS component design, but let's call it one family of libraries, a GAS library. With this new GAS library, you can model pneumatic, gas mixture, moist air, and component design systems. It has a reworked fluid definition approach that simplifies mixture selection. You don't have to remember anymore what's the gas with index number 5, you just directly give the name of the gas and you see it in the system. Simplified humidity handling and so much more, so I won't have time to cover all that, but let's have a look at a couple of components from this new library. Stratified gas chamber. With this component, among other improvements, you can assess temperature gradient inside the tank, define position of injection and extraction connections, and therefore check what's the best way to fill it or empty it, and all that for different tank geometries. If you model ejectors, you can also define those in new GAS library, both using entrainment ratio and mass flow rate definitions. To have a more precise model, you can use predefined or custom correlation factors. In the new GAS library, you can use advanced equations of state to define your fluid. Simply add two components, mixture component from GAS library and fluid from two-phase flow library to use advanced equations of state of hydrogen, for example, and enjoy results. If you need to model compressor or turbine, you can use these components from GAS library too. To import data you have, extrapolate it if needed, check operating points, scale performances, pre-process or post-process results. All this you can do in the dedicated app inside these components. And we have many users who use turbines and compressors, so in GAS library you can find them as well. Now let's have a look at our electrical library improvements this year. If you are making batteries or looking in depth in battery chemistry processes, we have battery electrochemical models for that. And this year we improved our battery P2D electrochemical model. This time we added aging modeling of lithium plating, considering solid electrolyte interface layer growth. And as these models might be heavy to run, CPU time of this component in new AMISIM is improved as well. This year we got two new battery demos. Lithium-ion here, lithium-ion there, but we don't forget about sodium-ion as well. So the first demo is to compare experimental results to simulation done in SimCenter AMISIM. Very good test bench to validate results of one of the cells we offer as part of AMISIM battery cell database. Yes, so you just can take it and use it in your model. Another great demo is about validation of thermal runaway. Again, another great source of reference and source of very useful information to accelerate your battery design. Now, my personal favorite update of SimCenter AMISIM 2410, Battery Cycler. What is that? That's a completely new way to define your battery operating cycle profile. So instead of curves, points, or handmade controls, you simply define it via commands. Discharge at 2C, hold 4 volts, rest for 3 hours, and charge for 2 amps. You can find the component in the electric storage and controls folder. Give it a try and let me know. Let's have a look at eMachines. This time we improved thermal models and the way you create thermal networks of your e-motors. From this release, you can import them directly from SimCenter eMachine design software for IPMSM and CRM architectures with constant air gap. Dedicated app will help you to tune some of the settings before import is completed. And as a result, you get automatically generated AMC model. Very simple and very useful. Last in a section, but not least, fuel cells. Let's have a look. We created a separate fuel cell library where we included fuel cell components that are fully compatible with the new gas library. Just like gas library, it should be available by default, and if not, check your category path list and add it. So with this one, not only you can benefit from convenience of new fluid definition system, but you can also manage your stack humidity better and use other components mentioned before like stratified tank or compressor and see how they all work in the new demo we just added.
Thank you, Igor, for this impressive list of new features. What is again key to understand here is how much value can arise from combining those individual features. SimCenter MSIM and system simulation, as the name tells already, allows you to build a comprehensive model of your full vehicles, combining your electrics, batteries, motors, cooling systems and vehicles, and connecting it to your controls to understand how they all work together. Same story for the aircraft, with all of its fuel tank, fuel systems, working in line with gas turbine, electrical and mechanical models, all on the realistic flight profile.
Right, and if you have models from other software you still want to use, you can use SimCenter AMSIM as integration platform and import your control or other models from third-party software. Speaking of which, let me tell you about our platform improvements. We tried to stop you, but you use SimCenter AMSIM more and more, and your models get bigger and bigger, and apparently a bit slower. But don't worry, we got you covered. Computation time is our focus in almost each AMSIM release. SimCenter AMSIM 2410 is not an exception. We introduced accelerated simulation. Enabled by default, new way of matrix operation makes most models run faster or even more faster than before. It combines zero flow and discontinuity handling improvements from the previous releases and can be controlled via a special component from simulation library. Yes, I hear your questions. Demo models we tested, in which you can test yourself, run 2 times, 7 times, 8 times, 22 times faster. So if you have a model with a couple of thousands of components, I hope challenge is accepted. Give it a try and let me know. Very special update for those who use CAD import feature in AMSIM to convert their CAD model into AMSIM and import it basically. With this release, we support PCF files. This is a file that contains all data about your fluid network, which can be exported by many third-party software. So now you can take this one and import through our CAD import feature and convert it to AMSIM model directly. This way of import has a separate workflow. Just click on the import PCF file and follow the guidance in a separate UI to check all the imported data before you create the model. If you want to import a data table from the picture, convert it to actually usable data inside AMSIM, you know what to use, Graph Digitizer app. This year we also improved it. In this release, we improved user interface and added areas of detection option. So with that one, you can select in which areas of your picture detection should work. to make sure you import the data and the curves you need. Another improvement for CAD import this year is improved split feature. It works great on complex geometries, on curved edges, faces, and overall it's much easier to use than ever. So if you didn't use CAD import for some time, there are already many great improvements in the last couple of versions. Definitely check them out. To wrap things up, I wanted to tell you a linear analysis joke. Something about time, maybe frequency. I can't think of a single one. But this is not a joke. Linear analysis improvements. So from this release, you can customize body diagram, customize the layout, change face positions, share curve properties. Very good post-processing features.
That's a lot of updates in half a year. Is that everything we added, Igor?
No. We have also improved code generation for submodels. Model folder access is now just one click away. Table path definition is so much easier. Plot UI. And
Okay, I see, the list is long. Now you know what to do. Give us a like if you want to see more videos like this one, leave a comment, and let us know what kind of content you want to see in the next episode. Thank you for coming, Igor, and thank you for watching. And see you in the next episode.
bye.